Jesus, I surrender all. To Him I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him. In His presence daily live. All to Jesus I surrender. Humbly at His feet I bow. Worldly pleasures all forsaken. Take me, Jesus, take me now. I give it back to you. Every breath, every step, oh, I surrender all to Jesus. I surrender. Make me Savior, wholly thine. Let me feel the Holy Spirit. Truly know that Thou art mine. I give it back to you. Every breath, every step, oh, I surrender all. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all I am, all I have. I give it back to you. Every breath, every step, oh, I surrender all.
We surrender all to Jesus today. Hello, good evening. And thank you for joining one more time. I'm Rihanna Speaks. And today I have some Alaskan breeze blowing through my hair. Alaskan breeze blowing through my hair. How do you like the breeze? And a lot of books. So it means today we are going to be learning a lot. Hi, Emma. Welcome. Let's go straight away and let's pray. Father, we're thankful for your grace and your mercy, for your kindness and your goodness. We ask that take over our talk tonight, and may we learn all that we have to learn in Jesus' name. Amen. Welcome. No, Walking Rhema, you are just on time. You are not late at all. So welcome. Welcome everybody to Rihanna Speaks. Another Thursday, another 7 p.m. and we're here to learn again. We are on the relationship series, and today we are going to be doing the third part of the relationship series, which is the God life. We've learned all about us. We've learned about our temperaments, and now, remember, we are still considering what we should do and what we should consider before we make the final move to make a commitment to go out with somebody or to marry somebody. So, Alaskan prayers, yes, Rema, and Alaskan breeze. That's what today. I like the way my hair is flying like that. I'm like it's a movie on a long highway, galloping on a horse with my hair flying in all directions. All right, so we'll go straight ahead, and then, as usual. So what should I consider as godly when I'm choosing a partner or when I want to get married? What are the things I must look out for, or what are the things I should see before I finally make a commitment as to choosing this is the person I want to marry? Because the truth is that whenever you set out, the aim should be marriage. Whenever you decide to go out with somebody, the aim should be marriage. You should be working towards making sure that the two of you spend the rest of your life together. If not, what you're going to be doing is just hopping from one place to another, one place to another. Jean, welcome. Mami Ekia, welcome. Portis Clay, welcome. So, Nanesi, welcome. So you will just be in this relationship, out of this relationship, in this relationship, out of this relationship. But like I told you that we are Christians, and what we must consider first of all is, who is this person that I'm going to be with, and can I truly spend the rest of my life with that person? And that is why this series, we are taking our time. It's a 10-part series, and we are making sure we understand what goes into actually deciding to be with a person. Because what we see these days is that young men and women just rush into marriage. The theories that used to be of old, like I said the last time, that we were just told that don't marry somebody who is your friend. Your husband cannot be your friend. Those were some of the things we were told. But that is not true. Your husband should be your friend. I mean, he may not be your best friend. And when we say friend, we mean somebody you can joke with, you can laugh with, you can play with. You know, so that you don't have this KBAC in your house that is not approachable. Somebody you cannot, is not bendable. The person is always just on his throne, and you are the subordinate servant serving. You cannot also marry a woman who thinks that her only duty is just to serve you. You know, just serve you in all areas. When she finishes, she's in her room. Those were some of the things we were told, but they are not realistic. For you to choose a person and for your marriage later on to be enjoyable, these are the things that you must consider. And the first thing we said was, you are considering who that person is, their name, where they come from, their background, schools they've been to, the things they like, their hobbies, their friends, how they relate, how they talk. Then we came on to temperament. What kind of temperament is the person? These are the characteristics of that temperament. These are the weaknesses. These are the strengths. All this is culminating to the fact that you want to know who the person is. Of course, you cannot know the entirety of a person. Those of us who have been married for some time are still discovering funny stuff that we never knew existed in our partners. But at least you will be able to tell a lot and decide from there whether you are male or female, that, okay, this is what it is, and I'm ready to put up with it. This is what it is, and I'm ready to go for it. So by the time we are at the end of our 10-part series, my hope is that you have had enough information to decide whether this person you've been considering is the one, or whether the one you are with now is the one. Yes, whether the one you are with now is the one. My bishop always says it is better to break a relationship than to break a marriage. It is better to get to the point where you're like, all right, after watching Rainer Speaks 10 series and reconsidering everything, it's only two things that are going to happen. We are both ready to work and move forward, or we have to let this go and just be friends. That is better to be said in a relationship than in a marriage, and then you have to break it up, you see. So let's hope that by the end of these 10 episodes, by the grace of God, there will be a lot of information for you to decide what is your next step concerning whoever you are considering or whoever you are with already. And believe me, most relationships can be worked on if both parties are willing. If, like I said, that a choleric can marry a choleric, it just depends on the two of them, and whether they are ready to accept that we are both cholerics, and so we must work on it. Even though we are both strong-willed, I'm willing to let this one go, I'm willing to let this one go. If one partner says, no, me, I'm choleric, I don't want to badge, you are also choleric, but you badge, then the thing won't work. So every relationship here already can be worked on if both partners are willing to put in the work. If one partner is not expecting one partner to do more than them, it can be worked on. And if one partner is not saying, me, I can't do, this is all I can do, I'm not willing to do more. Yes, I've done a bit of what you said, and that's all my strength can carry me to. That also breaks relationships. So if both are willing to work, it will work out. Let's go straight to today, the God life. How do you know somebody is godly enough, somebody is spiritual enough to be considered? Now, some of the things I'm going to say may not go down well with you, but that's what Rainer Speaks is about, actually. We are not supposed to tell you what you want to hear. We are supposed to tell you what is the truth. And that's what we always try and do in all our sessions. We were supposed to give you a little play to watch so that you would understand exactly what I was going to talk about today. Unfortunately, we weren't able to upload it, but we'll upload it later so that you get it. That play was supposed to talk about the way the lady spoke, the way she dressed, the way she behaved, and all that. And we'll address each of them in these points I'm bringing out. Now, remember, I'm talking for both male and female. I'm not saying that the male should be this, the female should be that. No. Both must have these characteristics for us to know you are godly or what. Number one is a man after God's own heart, or a woman after God's own heart. A man or woman after God's own heart. Now it says that a person must be after God's own heart. How do we know a person is after God's own heart? The first thing is that you do not pick someone who is not with God. 2 Corinthians 6:14 says we should not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. So, for example, you like going to church, then you pick somebody who doesn't like going to church. You like praying, you pick somebody who doesn't like praying. That's an unequal yoke. You see? Now, it's supposed to be an equal yoke between an unbeliever, so you and an unbeliever. So it's supposed to actually be someone who is not in tune with your beliefs. So, for example, excuse my example, maybe a Christian and a Muslim and a Buddhist. That's how it's supposed to be. But in our recent times, we find out that even women in church, even men in church are just there decorating pews. They don't have the God life. They are just there because Sunday is a thing we must do. Sunday is a church thing we must do. They are not there because they have a relationship. They don't understand why they are in church. Yes, even those who sing, the ushers, some pastors don't understand why they are there. So the first thing is a man or a woman after God's own heart. And what that means is somebody who puts God first. God is priority. You come second, not first. Any woman who keeps insisting, you put God before me, you put church before me, you put this before me. I don't like it. I want to be first. Please, that person is not considerable. If she's there already, remove the person. Vice versa is true. If he's always complaining that you are in church, they even begin to accuse you of things. Is it because you like your pastor more than me? Why would you think something like that? Why would you think something like that? You see? So those people are a no-go. They are a no-go area. Once the person begins to complain, put me first. And the person is saying, put me first, not with things, but with God. That person is not a man or a woman after God's own heart and should not be considered. And if the person is there, you need to be telling the person by now that, all right, looks like we are almost done. That's how it is. So that person should be running after God. That person should be seeking God. That person should be in God. I saw a quote saying, imagine me running so fast after God that the man who wants me have to run to keep up. What the person is trying to say is that I have to be running after God so much that the man who wants me must chase me and God to get me. These days, when a man or a woman sees that he's got a person or somebody who is considering going out with, immediately they stop running after God. I was running after God for a partner, and the partner has come, so let's stop running and let me now start running in the direction of the partner, or let's walk. Since we are two now, two are better than one, and they'll be quoting scriptures, two are better than one, and they have a good reward for their labor. So let's just walk towards God. And when we get tired, we just sit down. No. The way a person even dresses to church tells you who the person is. Let me pinch some bodies. These days, these dresses above the knee seem to be common. And it seems that Christian women seem to be settling into it that is normal. It is not normal. You should not have your dress above your knee when you are going to church. That is the same way you'll be dressing for parties. The same way you are going before God above. You are not going because of your pastor. You are not going because of that man you are trying to impress. So your dress should not be that short. Yes, I said it. Rainer Speaks said it. Look at me well. Your dress should not be above your knee. And that's one of the things we are going to be talking about. You see, that one of the things you should see in a man or a woman is the way they dress. God looks at my heart. God looks at my heart. Those of us who cannot see your heart, where are we supposed to look? Because me, I can't see your heart. I've never seen, in my own heart, I have not seen. I don't know how I'm going to see your own heart. So I can't tell what is in your heart. You ask for your heart issues. It is, but it is God I'm serving, yes. But the Bible says in Matthew 5:14, ye are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. So if you are a light, and I'm supposed to be looking at your light, and God is, as for God, he has the privilege and the prerogative or whatever, he has the veto, he can see your heart. Me, who you are supposed to be shining for me to see, I can't see your heart. All I can see is you and what you represent physically. So a man or a woman after God's own heart, one of the things you see is they run after God. Their everything is God. When you are even having a normal conversation, God must come in. And you see that they get angry immediately you are saying or doing something that is not God-like. I remember one of our pastor's wives. One day her husband was tired and decided that, oh, let me stay at home small. It was a midweek service. She said, no. Stay where here. Oh, no. It's not here that you are coming to stay. As for here, if you stay, he will sleep outside. Go to church. Go and sleep there. Go and sleep in the presence of God. That's a woman after God's heart. Another one whose husband was not giving her money she required. Then she just got up and she said, do you pay tithe? The husband, so because of this, because I say, I don't want your chop money. It's cursed money. If you are not paying tithe, your money is cursed. Don't give me chop money. I will use my money to feed the house until you start paying. You see, that is somebody after God's heart. The person's desire must be God. Everything. And some of us spouses and relationship partners are the ones who discourage people from saying things about God. Immediately we talk about God. You like God too much. This one too, is it a God issue? Must everything be about God? Meanwhile, you go to church on Sunday. You are in the choir. You sing. You are the chief usher. Meanwhile, everything about God upsets you. It's like when we close church, we have closed church. Let's leave it there. Let's not go beyond. It's like, baby, I walk on. Oh, don't go there. We are talking about church. Some of the Christians too, when they get into certain circles, they don't want to talk about God. Like I'm doing Rainer Speaks. Some people prefer that I don't talk about God. I don't. They want me to be neutral. I cannot be neutral. It's not possible. Come and take what is yours and go. But don't ask me to be neutral. So there are some people too that when they get into a certain circle of people, they forget who they are. And then they want to run with what is going on there. Those are not people after God's heart. From the beginning of the year, it is only when Corona came that you remember that you had verses on your phone that you wanted to put on your status. If Corona had not come, all we see is your buttocks, you taking a picture with your buttocks, you opening your breast, you showing us your new iPhone, the men, and their new watches, and your autofista. That's all you were doing until Corona came. Then now the grace is sufficient for me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. All of a sudden, you've remembered God exists, and you are putting up things about God. So it's like God is on remote control. When I say pause, pause. When I say move, move. That's not how the person you want to marry should be. You see, this doesn't look important until you marry the person and the person is angry with you and the person leaves the house angry and has been gone for 3 days. If the person is a Christian and is after God's own heart, do you know what happens? You are relaxed Because you know that no matter where the person goes, the person will not betray God, not you. Left to you alone, the person will betray you. There was this young lady who came to church, and her husband was an unbeliever. And just out of the blue, one day he decided, oh, let me come and visit your church and see what happens there. Hey, my little sister is here, Elizabeth. Welcome. Let me see what happens there. When he came, he was touched by the message. And they were going for offering, and then he decided, let me give this much. Now, this woman, this lady used to come to church praying that God would change her husband. God would change her husband. God would change her husband. Then the husband came and was touched. She got angry with him for giving that money that he gave. Is this not hypocrisy? And started giving excuses for the husband. When we say we are going to visit the husband, oh, he's not there. He cries if you come. He doesn't like such visits. Who are you? What are you? You come to God and pray. God answers the prayer. Then now you have turned the person. Most of us are like that. The men, you see your wife helping with the pastor. You see your wife serving the pastor. At home, you don't serve me like this. At home, you don't serve me like this. When you come to church, then you be pretending you are some good wife. You are not a man after God's heart. You don't like to hear it, I'm telling you. The women too. Your husband will stand for just 5 minutes with a young lady trying to advise her. When he comes home, who was that young lady you were with? Why are you the only pastor in the church? Are you the only counselor? But are you even a pastor? The counselors are there. Let them handle such issues. I don't like that. You are not after God's own heart. You are after your heart. What satisfies you, what is good for you, is what you are thinking about. Not what will move the kingdom of God forward. Alright, so let that person, your choice, be somebody who is a man or a woman after God's own heart. Who, when the person sees you going astray, will say, hey, not in my house. You were serving God when I met you, and that's exactly what you are going to be doing until death do us part. That's all. I mean, there are times that once a while, some things. I remember there was a time some things came to me. I wanted to wear some short dress to church, and my husband just turned and looked at me. I mean, the face he gave me, I want to change the dress. You know, I didn't need any prompting. Just the look was enough to tell me that, sister, if you're a woman like me, walk through the door with that dress. I didn't need any sermon. Do you understand? As I'm sitting here, am I not looking okay? And yet I'm dressed, and I'm not exposing anything. And dressing is not only the women. Sometimes the men too. Oversized shirt. It's not ironed. We shouldn't say it. There's some trousers B that came that I can't stand. Some trousers B that came. I cannot stand that trousers. It is short. It's cut off at the ankle, so you can see the socks. And then I call it hanchimi henjami. The hips is big. Then when you are going down, it's tight on the leg. I can't stand that. I don't know why. I can't stand that trousers at all. Then you see praise leaders and all standing on stage with that kind of trousers. I'm like, what's that? Me, if you are my daughter, you go and bring any man wearing that kind of thing to my house, I'll say no. It is not everything that we must follow. Is your spouse godly? Does the person understand that it is not going to church that makes you a Christian, but how you behave that makes you a Christian? Do they understand that? All right. So like I said, the views are going down, but I'm going to keep talking. Don't worry about that. We must tell the truth. It's becoming like we must just flow. I remember a long time ago, I used to go out with this young man, and there was this young lady in the church who it's like she was never able to buy enough material. Everything was always short. So one day he just called her. We were walking along the street and he saw her, called her and said, please take this amount of money. I was shocked. I was like, but how could you just call somebody and give money? I see that you are unable to buy a lot of material. I also have a friend who sells material. So if there's a problem with the number of yards, anytime you want to buy material, ask for money from me. Or let me take you to my friend. She was shocked. I was shocked. Seriously, even I was shocked. But he was trying to say, what is the problem? All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2 says, a man or a woman who is willing to pray for and with you. A man or a woman who is willing to pray for and with you. If you are with a person now, when has the person called you and say, come, let me lay hands? Come, you need prayer. Just lay hands. I mean, up to now, my husband has a way of annoying me. You just wake up in the morning, you just be walking around, then you put his hand on your head. And you just shabada. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry you. And then he's just touching you and blowing tongues. It's annoying, but it is right. When you people sit down to talk, let me ask this question. Your whole relationship, how many hours have you prayed? You've been going out for 1 year. You've been going out for 2 years. You've been going out for 3 months. How many hours out of those 2 years and 3 months and 1 month and 1 week have you prayed together? Do you even pray for each other? You see, it's easy to say, oh, I'll pray for you, but do you actually do it? Do you get up in the morning and pray for your partner for 30 minutes, for 1 hour? That, Lord, make my partner right for me. Make me right for the person. Have you prayed that before? Or after you prayed and the person became yours, you feel that it is automatic. It will happen fully. We have seen people go to the church wearing wedding gown and suit. They didn't get married. We were there, not yesterday. Messy, we were there. Anybody who is not willing to pray with and for you is a no-go area. No. Because the Bible says that 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. When one is down, the other will pick the person up. Now, the both of you don't like praying. We are in a spiritual world, whether you want to believe it or not. So both of you like to sleep. Both of you like to eat. Both of you like to do everything worldly. But you don't like to pray. When you eventually even manage to get married, you are a target. You are a target. Everything can just be going well in your marriage, then something will happen. So any partner, and that's even for the 2 of you praying. You see, what about when there's prayer meeting, is the person there? When there's gospel razzmatazz, the person is there to come and dance and shake their bodies and sweat. Okay, it's allowed. When there's worship night, the person is there to come and lift hands, holy hands, and lie on the floor and ramamama. Okay, it's easy to pray in a group. How does the person pray themselves? When we are doing fasting and prayer, do they pray? Are they able to do the whole 21 days, or they have excuses? Suddenly, they've contracted illnesses you never knew they had, ulcers, headaches, nail pain, teeth pain, nose pain, all of a sudden. All of a sudden. Hey, Reverend David Henry Appiah, welcome. Oh, thank you for coming. So, do they pray? Can they pray? I think the word is, can they pray? When we are even normal friends, there should be a day you see, we are friends, but we are also Christians. This is the day we've set aside to pray. Thank you, Ophelia. They've developed corona all of a sudden. They can't pray because of corona. Do you pray? You personally, do you pray? Then the partner you are going to get, does he or she pray? You can't pray together. You can't pray when you are apart. You can't pray at church meetings. So you people, what are you? What name should we give to you? So the second thing to consider, a man or woman, listen to what I said, a man or woman who is willing to pray. So it means that somebody who you don't have to force to pray. Somebody who is worried when you are not praying enough. Somebody who is worried when it's been a whole month and the 2 of us, we've not prayed. We've not done fasting. What is going on here? A lack of prayer should be a threat to your relationship. When you say let's go out, the person is happy. Let's have normal, foolish conversations. I love you, I miss you, let's enjoy ourselves. That person is okay. Immediately you say prayer, that person's everything just becomes phlegmatic. The person is no longer interested. And if you don't prompt the person will also not prompt you. Run. Flee. 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 The person will pray for you. Number 3. A man or woman that embodies wisdom. These days, when you're able to talk on Facebook live like I'm doing, it's considered you have wisdom. The number of groups I'm getting invited to on Facebook now is just annoying. I just hit the decline button like that. Decline. I'm sure I've even been declining good ones because as of now, sometimes I get up and I have like 50 invitations. Everybody is forming group within groups. They come and join Reina Speaks, then say, oh, by what this woman is doing, I can do some. Go and create another group. And then invite all the people on Reina Speaks to that group. That's not wisdom. One of the cardinal signs of wisdom is that this person can do this thing better than me. Let me put my weight behind that person. It is wisdom. That is why even our pastors who go to do crusades, because we are not able to go for the crusades with them, we give them money to do it. It's wisdom. Maybe if I asked you, my lady pastor today was telling about Sierra Leone, a very lovely people, but the way the place is, you know how our governments are sometimes, you know. And she went, you won't go. So if we say give money to that person, we say, oh, I'll do Facebook Live, I'll invite only Sierra Leoneans for them to listen. It's not wisdom. God told King Solomon that he could have whatever his heart desired. King Solomon asked for wisdom to govern and direct God's people because he understood the power of it. If it were you that God said, ask anything you want. Hey, my brother, my sister. Lord, a house. Please add a Lexus. I want a walk-in wardrobe. Makeup from Mary Kay. All kinds of Brazilian wigs. Lord, the pool should be on the right and not on the left. I don't know why. I just like pools on the right. I don't like the ones on the left. Designer shoes. Lord, I want to be able to drink Baltic water every day. So you Lord, you give me the riches. I will sort out the pool and the house and everything. Don't worry, just the riches. But Solomon asked for wisdom. Because if you have wisdom to govern people, the riches will come naturally. We should always consult God on every matter and listen to what he's trying to tell us. Would you book a $10,000 vacation knowing you have $500 to your name? Elena, welcome. Therefore, wisdom is important in both your heart and his or hers. Without it, you will not be able to make decisions that will positively impact your life. You have a wife whose only concern is that when I have my baby, we must have a car seat. The baby's bottles must be Avent. You must take Similac. That's all she's concerned about. When you talk about things like that with your beloved or your friend, these are the things the person is saying. All he's talking about is he wants to own the latest Range Rover. He has not bought a bicycle yet. It is not wisdom. You can say whatever you like. It is not wisdom. Wisdom is taking one thing at a time and knowing that God blesses us in his own time. But while I'm waiting to be blessed by God, I will make do with what I have, when I have, to the glory of God. That's wisdom. A 20-year-old, a 25-year-old lady who wears Brazilian weave of 1,000 Ghana cedis, why are you going out with her? What made you go and say you want to go out with her? A man who buys watches for $350. His salary is $600. He buys watches $350. His perfume is 500. What is the reason why you are his beloved? What are you doing there? Why are you there? It is not wisdom. So, marry a man or woman that embodies wisdom, who sees things, material things, as just things, and values books, values knowledge. You see, that person values the things of God, books, knowledge, curiosity. That person is always willing to know what's the next thing that is happening in wisdom, in knowledge, in understanding, not in bodily things. Number 4, a man or a woman who is smart with their money. I've even said it in number 3, smart with their money. You don't earn much, but you buy you are the latest in town. We have wives who lie to their husbands every time. My husband gives me 10,000 Ghana cedis every month as chop money. Really? I wonder how much the president's wife gets. Why does your husband give me 10,000? What do you people eat? Gold? And then some woman will listen to it and also be excited. Then go home and worry. I remember there's this young couple I met almost, I think it's about 8 to 10 years ago. And the guy had gotten to the point where he says he will not do again. And I was trying to beg. Say, oh, women, we are like that. You have mercy on us. But when the girl herself came, she showed me why the guy said, I won't do again. According to her, as for her, in all her relationships she has been in, if she's angry with you, must get her a pair of shoes from a boutique, a dress, a handbag, and she has a price. It cannot be below 100 Ghana cedis. Hey, when the girl finished talking, I was just nodding nicely and saying, okay. So what do people call it? Love language, Abi. I love language, and I love language. And I just nodding. I was nodding. I said, it's love language. And when they left my office, I called the guy. I said, run, flee, disappear. Relocate. When you are angry, just one anger. So if you are angry 3 times in a week, we'll buy shoe, purse, and what? Hey. No. There's no wisdom there, and the use of money is not smart. And there's another young lady I met who was, private. She was teaching in a private school. Everybody in the private school is complaining, the money is not enough. The money is not enough. She had managed to buy herself half a plot of land and was thinking of building on it with that same money that is not enough. Some of the people complaining were being paid more than her. Some lived with their parents and were not buying food, paying rent, water bill or light bill, but they had not bought it. But she had been able to buy half a plot of land with the same money. People were complaining it's not enough. If I were you, and if you were a man and you knew that girl, I will marry her quickly before somebody takes her. Because if with that small amount of money she's bought half a plot, imagine when she has a big amount of money, what is she going to do? What is she going to do? I remember in one of the sessions I told you that we went to university and we're just there. One of our mates, by the time we finished, she had put up a 5-bedroom house. I did not have one block. I did not even know what block was. I was living in my father's house. What do I care about a block? She had built a 5-bedroom house. So somebody who is smart with money. When you enter a man's room, what is there? He does not have a bed to sleep on. There's no bed in his room. There's a student mattress there, but he has the latest sound system. There's a problem. Yes. He has there's no TV in his room, but he has his shoe collection is from Kumasi to Accra. Different colors, different sizes. shapes, and colors. There's a problem. There's also a problem with a man who is always complaining about money. I don't have money. I don't have money. There's a problem with that as well. I shouldn't say it. I've said it. I've said it. Any man who always complains that there's no money, there's a problem. Because he is going to be the head. Shouldn't he say he doesn't have money? No. He should look for money. He is supposed to look after the family. That is why, as a man, you should pick a smart woman. So that if your money is a certain amount of money, don't go and pick a certain kind of girl and then come and start doing, I don't have money, I don't have money. You see, you like a certain kind of girl and you don't have money. How is it going to work? So pick a man and a woman who are smart with money. They know that money is not for just luxury. It is to make our lives better. It is to improve us. Welcome, Minister Bibi. Hello. They know that. All right. Number 5 says, pick a man with a good work ethic, my sisters, and a woman. This one, let me do man. Then let me come to woman. Proverbs 13:11 tells us, wealth from get-rich schemes quickly disappears. Wealth from get-rich quick schemes quickly disappears. Wealth from hard work grows over time. This is the Bible. I'm quoting Bible. I'm not quoting my head. It says, wealth from get-rich quick schemes quickly disappears. Wealth from hard work grows over time. Proverbs 13:11. When you get married, the man's mind should be concerned about providing and caring for the family. So you should ask yourself, does this man have a good work ethic? Because whether he does or not will impact the future of your marriage or the future marriage you are getting into. Is he willing to get up every morning as early as he's supposed to and go to work? Does he stay at work? Does he do what he's supposed to do at work? How he's supposed to dress to work, does he do it? Is he always complaining about his bosses? Is he always talking about the money is not enough? All those are not good work ethics. Is he encouraging his friends to complain about their bosses? The money that is not enough, is he always sitting outside talking with his friends and spending that money that is not enough? That's not a good work ethic. Does he meet deadlines? Is he good at meeting deadlines, or he's always giving excuses? All those things will show how he relates to you in the marriage. All those things. A man who is ready to work progressively. I think it was one of the sessions, I asked you that. I asked a question. You have a beloved who is not from a rich home. He's not from a rich home. I'm saying he's not from a rich home because he has not been dashed a car. At 27, he's driving the latest Hummer in town. When we ask you, tell us that he does business. When we say it, you are angry with us. It's like, but God has blessed him. He has, by faith, his business is doing well. His business is doing well at 27 does not merit a Hummer. He should buy a Corona that he can get around with. After all, he just needs to move around. At 27, he should not be driving a Hummer. You can say what you like. We always use Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. Do you see how they dress? What dress in this world can they not buy? What clothes can't they afford? I'm sure that even designer people want to just give them free clothes that they don't wear. You are happy. You have sat in the Hummer and lifted your leg on the windscreen. We should see your beloved. You are excited. You should be able to tell the person, no, we don't need a Hummer now. I think you've gone too far. We don't need a Hummer. Please, a Corona. Let me tell you a very funny story. When we got married initially, we came to the missionary field. I had never ever seen an iPad in my life. I had never seen one. My husband went for some meeting and came back with iPad. and it was inside some brown envelope. He was always walking around with it. I was like, what is this contraband goods that this man is walking around with every day in brown envelope? Anywhere he goes, the thing is in an envelope. I was like, but oh dear. So one day I master carrier said, but what is in your brown envelope? Please tell me what is inside this your brown envelope. He took it out. Said iPad. I said iPad. Elaborate. So he said, oh, all of Bishop's books are on it. You can use it to this. I said, oh, okay. So if you are buying, in what price range will it be? He said, oh, about 2007. I said 2007. At that time, even at that time, it was quite expensive. I said, okay. But you have not paid for it. So return it and tell them that you don't have money. You won't do it again. We'll just manage with I wear some broken down laptop there. So I said, we'll manage with this one. So this one, take it back. Then I started talking. I talked and talked. You just go and buy things. You won't ask. Blah, blah. This man said, he just let me finish talking. Then he said, have you finished? I said, yes. He said, okay. It was given to us for free. I said, So you won't just say that it was given to you for free. I've let me talk. I said, but you wanted to talk, so you have talked. That is the kind of man, a woman you should want. One who sees that you bought a new shirt. She has a problem with it. You should not be angry. She's looking at the calculation and realizing that you didn't need a shirt. You had shirts. Vice versa for the man. You see a woman with a new pair of shoes, you're like, what do you need a new pair of shoes for? You must be, your integrity must be high. If you have any criteria for a marriage partner, the first thing is that the integrity must be very high. The work ethic must be high. If they are complaining about going to work early, they are complaining about money, they don't want to dress for work properly, they are fighting with their bosses, it's coming into your marriage. When he marries you, he's going to do it. The things that he's supposed to do, he will not do them. The things that she's supposed to do, she won't do them. She doesn't go to work early. Whenever she goes to work, it's only the bad people that she associates with. The gossips are the only people that are her friends. When her boss complains, she gets angry. Then she'll come on me, I'll stop the work. What? The boss, she likes complaining. He likes complaining. I'll stop. Is she the only one who is a boss? Is he the only one? You are encouraging it. It's coming to you. It's a bad work ethic. There's a story in the Bible. The man gave work to some people. He said, how much will you collect? They sold 1,000 Ghana cedis. At 3 o'clock, some people came. How much will you collect? 1,000 Ghana cedis. At 4 o'clock, the people came. How much will you collect? 1,000 Ghana cedis. When it was 6 o'clock, he gave everybody money. The people who started in the morning started complaining. So these people, they just came to work for 200 for 2 hours, and you've given them the same money you've given to us. It's a bad thing for you to do. The boss asked them, how much did we agree to? Did we not agree to this much money with the number of hours? Yes. Why are you complaining? Rather learn. So that next time when you come and I'm asking you how much you collect, you know what to do. If you are in a relationship now, the person does not meet deadlines, does not go to work early, refuses to dress well for work, is always complaining about work and the bosses, steals money from work, uses company property without permission. This thing, I talked about it on Facebook some time ago. Just get up and use it, especially for church. You just be there, then they will drive the pickup into church. Because the work has given them pickup. The work has bought petrol for the pickup to be used at work. And it is in church. Moving things up and down. Church things up and down. Nobody knows about it. That's stealing. The car isn't yours. Don't use it if you don't have permission. Anybody who does that will do things you don't want the person to do when you marry the person. The person works in a restaurant every day. The person brings home fried rice and chicken. Fried rice. You've never asked the person, so this fried rice and chicken, is it something you are entitled to, or you take it? Some people, some ladies even get men who work in the bank because they assume that because the men are sitting in front of money, they should be able to get their money whenever they like. Make sure that the person you are going out with or about to go out with has a very good work ethic. Number 6, A man or woman that bears the fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5:22-23 tells us the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So a good way to see if the person you are interested in embodies these traits is to place his or her name in front of each word. For example, so if you want to marry somebody or you want to go out with somebody, you have to put these things in front of the person's name. So let me use Amma. Amma is love. Amma is joy. Amma is peace. Amma is forbearing. Amma is kind. Amma is good. Amma is faithful. Amma is gentle. Amma has self-control. Ask yourself, every time you put Amma in front, is it true? Kwesi is love. Kwesi is joy. Kwesi is peace. Always, is it true? Do you really see all these characteristics in the person? So a man or woman that bears the fruit of the Spirit. Bears. Grows it, then bears the fruit of the Spirit. Do you see? So you've been with somebody who at first the person was a very, very impatient person. But as you people went out, you began to see that the person is developing patience. The person is bearing. That's bearing. The person is taking their time. It's not changing over time. On bear fruit to be on planting a crown our bear. So a man or woman that bears the fruit of the Spirit, carries it and gives birth to it, is a person you should be considering for marriage. Number 7, a man who is willing to be a spiritual leader. Ephesians 5:22-25 tells us, for wives, this means submit to your husband as to the Lord. For a husband is the head of his wife, as Christ is the head of the church. Yes. So most men are, I'm your head, I'm your head. You don't pray with her. You don't make sure that she's pursuing her spiritual dreams. But you are claiming headship. Headship is not just sitting on a throne. It's making sure that the people that have been entrusted to you, as in your wife, your children, and whoever comes out of that marriage, are going towards heaven. So if you are going out with your beloved, I will put up the video so that you see. You are going out with a lady. How she dresses must matter to you, and you must say it. Whether she prays or not must matter to you, you must say it. Her friends, if they are not good enough, you must say it. If she does not talk well, you must say it. You are her spiritual head first before you become other heads. If you cannot control her spirit, don't try and control any other thing. If you are not willing to take the control and help her, pray for her, lead her to, she's doing something spiritual. You don't just sit, you are unconcerned. Oh, she can do it on her own. No. Push her. Yes, if it's for God, you push her. You encourage her. You stand behind her. You support her in every way possible. So is he willing to be the spiritual leader of your home? Does he pray? Does he fast? Does he read and live the word of God? Does he push you to do spiritual things? Or he's unconcerned? Or he's discouraging? If it's like that, you shouldn't be with him. You shouldn't be with him. Just as Christ loved the church, that's how the man, it says, the man must love you like Christ loved the church and gave himself. So the man is not giving himself for you. He's not willing to be your spiritual leader. Number 8, a man or woman who keeps their word. I'll be there at 7. They get there at 7. I will check this out for you. They check it out for you. You don't have to remind them. You are so important that they will make sure that they do it for you. I forgot. I thought that those are all signs of a person who breaks promises. Once they come out of their way to say, I will do something, they make sure they do it. The Bible gives numerous scriptures on being honest and walking in integrity. In a relationship, communication is one of the strongest aspects, and without honesty, you can't have that. If you don't have honesty and reliability in a relationship, you have nothing. Therefore, it is important to allow time to show if the man or woman who you are courting abides by these virtues, and it's also important for you to do the same. So when you are expecting people to keep their word, it means you are also keeping your word. You say, Denzel, I don't like this thing that you did. I was not happy with it. Then he says, I agree. I was out of line. I'll make sure I don't do it again. And Denzel makes sure he doesn't do it again. He doesn't do it, then gives excuses. You know, we are human. We are human. The thing, I tried, but it didn't work. He didn't keep his word. And he didn't put effort to keep his word. We are human. You too, you make mistakes. You too, you make, immediately your spouse starts doing that. You have to be careful. Every time something happens and you're trying to say, oh, you too, you make mistakes. But you too, you are human. Do you not make mistakes? It's a sign of somebody who is not ready to keep their word when it comes to you. So a man or woman who keeps their word is something you must consider when you are making a choice. Please, we have just 2 points. I'm going to eat into your time a little bit today, but please bear with me. Like I said, we must know what it is before we get into it, so that we don't get into it and regret. Number 9, a man or woman who is kind to everyone around them. There are some people that they are kind to only certain people in a certain class. There are some people who want to know all the people in the world so that it looks like they are important, and they associate with only a certain class of people. A man or woman must be kind to everybody. We are all human beings. You must be kind to the beggar. You must be kind to your maid. You must be kind to the seller you are buying from on the street. You must be kind and respectful to all of them. So if you have a woman or man who is not kind to people and only does good to people based on what they can give to him or her, or based on their class, please run. Run. I have seen a lot of young ladies and young men who are having weddings, and when the man's mother or the woman's mother comes near them, they shun them. They make it look like, I'm surprised they do that, because this is the same woman who gave birth to the person you are marrying. You were able to marry their fruits, but you cannot stand them. It doesn't make any sense to me. I always say that their family, I have people, I have long distance cousins who will marry only a certain kind of people. If you are not within a certain circle, they don't want to marry you. That's not kindness. It is not kindness. So when you are choosing a man or a woman, you must choose somebody who is kind to all kinds of people, who is not disrespectful because he feels that this person is in a lower position, who is not disrespectful because he feels somebody cannot afford what they can afford, who is not disrespectful because I ride a car, you are on your feet. Marry somebody who is kind to everybody around them. The last thing is that a man or a woman who will treat you, who will see you and treat you as the treasure you are. We are the apple of God's eye. Every one of us, male and female. We are the apple of God's eye. God values us. God loves us. God uses and needs us. So if you get somebody who makes it look as if you are blessed to have him, you are blessed to have her, you shouldn't be there. You are loved by the King of Kings, and you deserve a man or a woman who will love you just as Christ loves the church. Your Heavenly Father wants to reward you with the best. So I want to encourage you today to allow him to write your love story and never settle for less. What is one of the signs that somebody doesn't treasure you? That person is not ready to put in the work into the relationship. That's one. Another sign that a person doesn't treasure you is that the person feels that the whole relationship is about them. You must do it how they like, when they like. It's like if you don't do it. This phrase is a very selfish phrase. Accept me as I am. This is who I am. It's one of the most selfish phrases we have learned to accept. Anybody who keeps saying, accept me as I am, does not want to treat you as a treasure. Would you pick gold and then throw it in a pit? This is where I live. Let's put it in the pit. This is all I have. It's only a pit I have to put the gold in. So because of the value of the gold, you don't want to put it just anywhere. Because of the value of the gold thing you are holding, you don't want to put it anywhere. You don't want just everybody to even see it. If you had gold right now, you are afraid of us wanting to steal it and know that you even have gold. So there's a way you treat it. You hide it, you keep it well. Every day you go and check, is it there? You are in a relationship. The person is treating you like wood. The person doesn't care about you. And you are still there. A person makes it look as if, I mean, it's up to you. If you won't do it again, stop. I mean, I'll just get another person. The person does not value you. The person does not value you. The person does not value you like God values you. God values you. He sent his son, the King of Kings, to come and die for you. And here is this person sitting down, not caring what you've eaten, not caring what you wear. The person does not care and makes it look as if without them you cannot survive. That is not the person for you. Your Father is the owner of the universe, the one who created the world. And that is how you must be treated. You are a royal priesthood, a chosen generation. He says we are heirs of the kingdom, joint heirs with the Son. You are royalty. And somebody is just treating you anyhow. No. 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 You have value. You are joint heirs with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. You are joint heirs, joint. They say, Mudi adiye boom. So if you are in a relationship where the person thinks that, well, if you don't like me, leave me. Please leave. If you are in a relationship where the person does not value you, you are trying your best, the person is not seeing it, leave. The person feels that you are blessed to have me. And I've told you signs. I said one of them is that the person doesn't want to put any effort. Anything you complain about, this is me, accept me who I am. This is how I have been since the day they gave birth to me. It's my upbringing, it's my background. The person doesn't want to change. There's no value on you. Steve Harvey always says men change for who they want to change for. A man who really loves you and wants to change changes not based on where he came from or what is going on. He just changes. You by the time you even married a man, you don't know he had a certain character. Because he has changed. Immediately you saw he has changed. Same for a woman who really loves you. Immediately she sees you are the one, she changes everything and becomes something totally different. So even her parents are shocked that, you said you want to marry which of our daughters is, which one were you referring to? Reina speaks. Are you sure? Is that we have plenty other daughters. Are you sure that this is the one that you want? So what is it that you have seen that we have not seen? Because we have also lived with her for some time. So it's Reina speaks. That's who you want to marry. Okay. No problem. Because she's seen something she likes and she has changed to suit that thing. So what the parents are seeing and what the man is seeing are two totally different things. That is somebody who values you. That is somebody who values you. Today I'm not seeing questions, or there are no questions. Please put your questions in the comment box. And the comments, I'm really enjoying the comments. Okay, Rema, please, I'll send you the Momo number for the counseling fees. Why? Or you can use your Momo number and then you just take your tithe and send the rest. All right. So put your questions if you have. And remember, every time when we are done, we can just put the questions You can still put the questions even when we've ended, so that I can see them later and respond to them. I'm definitely going to put up the video so that you watch and see. How we talk is also a thing you must consider. How the man speaks to you, how the woman speaks to you is a thing you must consider before you go out with a person. And you can see that so many times in the way they talk to other people, the way they talk to their seniors. When I see a young lady who wants to just be at par and mention my name like that, on your marriage material, when she meets your mother, she's going to go, Amma, you people seem to think it's nice. That's how the white people have been. And we are not white people. We are not white people. We are black African Ghanaians. And I respect our culture and I value it. I believe that that is how we have kept, even though they say Africa is poor, we are not poor in respect. We are not poor in tradition. We are not poor in discipline. If you look at the European countries now, most of their men and women are marrying black people. Why? If there's nothing good there, what is going on? Most of it's so rampant now. Black man marrying white woman, or white woman marrying black man, white man marrying black woman is rampant. Some have been together for 20 years. There's this man I watched on Facebook. They were asking, he's married to his black wife for 31 years. She's not even Ghanaian, she's black American. And they were asking him, why did you choose a black lady? I said, I get my meals. He says he's yet to meet a black woman who can't cook. He says, I've saved a lot of money because we eat home cooked food. Even to get his wife to go out is another issue on his own. Because she doesn't know why she can cook the thing in the house and they have to go out and go and eat. He says he gets his food, he gets his respect. And his children get discipline. And you are sitting here telling us that the white people. They respect us, they just won't say it. So if your young lady doesn't respect the older people she's in church with, her own parents, does not respect you, doesn't talk to you anyhow, her parents may be condoning it, but you shouldn't. That is their child. Bishop Francis always say monkey no fine, but his mother still they love him. He be mommy. You no be mommy, no be force. You are not the mother of that monkey. Let the monkey's mother love them as they are. You don't have to love that monkey. The table I'm shaking. Today is table shaking day. Yes, we need to shake so that when you enter the thing, you are there. I always keep saying, and Abi Fiones was supporting me the last time, that some of the things we were told before we married, if we were told some of these things before we married, things may have gone differently. So watch the way they talk, watch the way they dress, watch the way they speak, watch the way they handle things you give to them. You've asked your beloved to do something for you, he just throws it off. It's not anything. Yeah, bet this one, you don't need it now. I don't need it now. Why did I give it to you to do it now? You are not of value to that person. So, as usual, our time is up. I've stolen your time of 5 minutes today. Forgive me, I'm over by 5 minutes today. And if there are any questions, I'll just give us 5 minutes if there are any questions. If there are no questions, then I'll give us 2 more minutes to see if there are any questions. If there are no questions, then we'll call it a day as usual. So I'm waiting to see if there are any questions for me. 2 minutes. Good evening, Daddy. Thank you for joining, Daddy. God bless you. Thank you so much. Greetings to Mommy. Anita, Daddy has joined. My voice cry is getting missing. Oh my God. I'm so honored. Thank you, Daddy, for joining. Wow. One more minute for our questions. Yay, Eric Dekofi. Wow. Great. Wow, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Yes, Walking Roma, thank you so much. Kindly subscribe to the YouTube page as well at Rena Speaks. Share the message. Please do watch parties. Every time I start, I beg you, do watch parties for me. When we start like this, do watch parties so that more people can learn, more people can hear us, and we can spread wild across the world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening. Next, we will come your way with another series. Remember, it's a 10-part series. And I am sure by the grace of God, when we are done, you would have made a great life partner choice, or you would have made a better marriage. God bless you and thank you for joining. The replay is always available. Make sure that you go back and watch as many times as you want. It's always there on the group page. Abna Dokua, welcome. We are just ending. I hope that we can join earlier next week. We may be pushing the time to 8 p.m. so that a lot more people will be able to watch. We'll work on it and let you know if we change the time. Thank you. God bless you. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend. I love you all. Bye.